What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 9 of the year-long Loot Tab project. 9 months down, 3 to go. That is 75% of the year done. I've saved every single drop that I have acquired, all of the alchemy items, all in the cash stack. Everything is there. If you are just starting this series in episode 9, there's a card popping up at the top right-hand corner of the screen that will take you all the way back to episode number 1, January of 2024. If you would like to pause this one, head back there and you can catch back up and see all the progress I've made throughout the year. It's been a long time, but still got 3 months to go, 3 more months of saving every single drop. Before we get into episode 9 today, if you didn't know, I do have a merch store. It is over on Etsy. Everything in this merch store is handmade by me in my office at home and shipped directly to you. It is all old school RuneScape related. You can find a link in the description of this video or on the channel banner of my YouTube page. You may have seen my community post recently that I have decided to turn off YouTube channel memberships. I made this decision because I think that people who were actively, I guess you could say, subscribed and kind of donating, I feel like it's a waste of their money. The merch store is really how I'd like you guys to support me if you do want to support me. I'd rather you all have something tangible that you can hold in your hand rather than just some arbitrary fee that goes to me, but you get nothing but the regular video uploads in return. So if you would like to support the channel, that is the best way to do it. You can head over to the merch store, check out everything there. If you see something you like, you can grab it and I will ship it right out to you. All right, so let's get going with this one. As usual, we're going to start out the month with my unique drops that I got. Now, only 2 of these drops actually went into the money that I've made throughout the year, but the other ones were necessary, I guess you could say. Well, I'll accept 1. First off, we'll start out on September 3rd of this year. I got Nid, the new Araxor pet, 425 KC, so I spooned that one pretty good. By the way, that was before I got the Fang. Following that, the next day, on September 4th, I did finally pull that Araxite Fang. Now, that is not going into the loot tab and whatnot. It is the best in slot amulet, and I wanted to get one, for the remainder of the year so I could use it to make this content that I'm making. So had I sold it at the time, it was like 89 mil when I got the drop or something, which would have went into it, but it's not. I use it on all of my melee tasks and stuff now, so that's how that went. Then, the day after that, September 5th, pulled a Hydra's Claw. So got another Hydra's Claw to add onto the stack, so that was pretty nice. A little over 50 mil there. And then on September 10th, I got a Burning Claw from the Tormented Demons. Now, I am doing 25 Tormented Demons per day when I do think about it. They're not on task because Konar doesn't give any greater demon tasks that I could do Tormented Demons for, but I'm trying to do just like 25 a day so I can get the Emberlight. For the end of the year, when I go through all the Skotizo totems that I accumulate, I would like to use the Emberlight at Skotizo and not have to burn Arclight charges for that. So every now and then, doing some Tormented Demons, just see if I can get one of those Synapse. And the last drop of the month, which was a couple weeks ago, wasn't really any luck after that, was my 8th Hydra pet. So yeah, that is my 8th Ickle Hydra. On September 13th, what KC was that? 10,746, 8 Hydra pets. So that is all the unique drops for the month of September. All right, so on to the next part. We're going to check out the active RuneLight tracker as of right now. So like I've said before, at the end of the year, I'll go online to the online RuneLight tracker because after a certain amount of time of not having something as a Slayer task and you haven't killed it, it does not show up in your loot tracker anymore. It does disappear, but you can find it in the online archive of your account for RuneLight. If you didn't know that, I found that out several months ago. So little nice tidbit of information for you there. But anyways, this is my active loot tracker at the moment. Alchemical Hydra right up at the top because it seems like more often than not, I am finishing the month on a Hydra task. So currently 6,218 Hydras killed this year. 1.1 billion on the loot tracker there. But that's not always right. 5 claws, and unfortunately the Dragon Bones have taken over the value of the Hydra leathers. I'm way behind on Hydra leathers, which have like 13 or something according to the drop rate, so really unlucky with the Hydra leathers this year. 58 million cash from the Hydra. Those are all cash drops, and 6,300 battle staffs up there to round out the top 5 stacks of drops that I've gotten from the Hydra. Everything else you can see in there right on the dot at 1,000 sets of the Fire Battle Staff for the Mystic Fire Battle Staff and the Mystic Water Battle Staff, and lots of other good stuff in there you can check out. Still only 1 jar though. Unfortunately, I have gotten 11 Hydra Tails. Feels bad, man. Hate to see it. Scroll down a little bit. 4,189 smoke devils in there. Let's reset that jungle wolf. We don't need that in there. Aviansies, 3,314. And somebody asked me, why do I kill Aviansies? Well, they're actually pretty AFK. You can usually group like 5, 6, 7 of them at a time and then just hang out for a couple minutes while you auto-retaliate those. I don't really have the ability to do Armadillo a lot. So Aviansies is just a quick task, so I do knock them out that way. Abyssal Demons, 8,167 of those on the year, almost 30 mil for that one, 15 Abyssal Whips, and I did get one from a Superior, so I actually do have 16 of those. There's some Bronze Dragons. I do all of those because Catacombs I can get totem pieces, and the ones in the Brimhaven Dungeon drop noted bronze bars, and I'm a sucker for noted drops. Plus, it takes like 10 minutes, especially with Best in Slot gear. It's a really quick task. Steel Dragons, 1,043 of those, same thing in the Catacombs, totem pieces, and in the Brimhaven Dungeon, they drop noted steel bars. We keep going down. I did get a Zulrah task, finally, first one of the year, it's boss task, so I killed 55 of those, 6.73 mil. Dark Beasts, that's not updated at the moment because it wasn't on my Runelight tracker for a while, but I have killed many more of those. Aberrant Spectres, not super interesting. Calfight Queen says 424, but I'm pretty sure I killed 425. 19.1 mil there, 8 Dragon Chains. I do 25 of those every task that I get, and then I promptly cancel it because I don't want to do anymore. But yeah, I do 25 of those just hunting for the pets, last thing I need on the log. 1,766 Skeletal Wyverns. See that Draconic Visage in there I got some time back. Dagonoths, I do all those in the Catacombs. What else do we have in here that might be interesting? So here is some Armadillo kills. I did get a chance to actually do one of the Armadillo tasks with the Tumican Shadow. Ended up killing 32 of Kriara. No luck, 387k. Scroll down, there's my current Tormented Demons. Like I said, I've been doing 25 of those here and there, like whenever I think about it. So I've done 4 days of Tormented Demons, so I got 100 KC right now, and that Burning Claw is in there. Rune Dragons, nice stack there, 1,088. Some Brutal Black Dragons, anything else? Unfortunately, Dusk has fallen off the Grotesque Guardians because I haven't killed those in quite a while. And yeah, I still have like 3,300. Still chasing the Jar of Stone for that, hoping to get another task pretty soon. There's the Araxors, 342 of those is what the tracker did pick up. My KC is actually somewhere in the 500s because Runelight did not begin tracking the kills until a couple days after the release. So they're not all in there. And a couple of Krill Susaroth kills. So that is it for the current loot tracker at the moment. We'll check back next month and see what's on there. All right, next up, we will jump into everything that I am holding onto outside of the actual loot tab. So I go over this every month just in case somebody's watching this series for the first time. The cash stack you see in my inventory. So I started out this year on January 1st, 2024 with 45 million GP cash, exactly 45 mil. So all of this cash you see in the inventory right now is all over that. It is everything I've accumulated over that from alchemy, picking up cash drops along the way. Obviously a ton of it coming from Hydra, and there would be a ton more, but I've been using this cash to spend on supplies to keep this thing going without actually digging into any of my bank. So I haven't actually spent any money since January 1st that I haven't made throughout this series. So this is all the overages. As for the runes, up to 267,000 chaos, 178,000 deaths, 178,000 bloods. The wrath runes I get from metal dragon tasks, 165,000 astral runes, 21,000 souls, 15,000 laws, and almost 4,500 nature runes. As for the potions, most of those super restores are coming from the alchemical Hydra. 1,020 of those I've picked up like at the end of my trips, that if I have inventory space for them, I pick those up. And 624 Ceradomin brews, most of those coming from Grotesque Guardians, and 326 ranging potions. So if we dump all of that into the price checker, we'll see where I'm at for this. 228 million. So again, all this stuff is just what I've been picking up that is not included in the loot tab. Obviously I had other of these before I started, but I did get those numbers started out 10,000, 1,000, you know, wherever I was at, just so I keep it consistent and know exactly what I've gotten. All right, so it is now time to get into the juicy bit. We will now check out where the loot tab is at. And we have, ta-da, 1.307 billion GP. Quite the increase from last month. Last month, I was at 1.15 billion. So 157 mil made throughout the month of September. And this is all just Konar Slayer. There's a few million GP in there from the Tormented Demons loot, that one Burning Claw, and a little bit of stuff that I've gotten from Araxor, which is not related to Slayer, but kind of related to Slayer because we wanted the best in slot amulet to continue doing Slayer with best in slot stuff. And I also want the Ember Light so I can do the Scotizos at the end of the year with the Ember Light. So yeah, I'd say maybe like 20 mil is probably attributed to Araxor and the Tormented Demons. So in the grand scheme of things, kind of just a drop in the bucket for everything else in here. So we'll get started. 728,000 platinum tokens in there, which is the equivalent of 728 mil. That is all the unique drops that I have sold throughout the year, which we will see in a spreadsheet here in a few seconds. As for Brimstone keys, didn't really make much headway. It was actually kind of bad month for Brimstone keys. I only got 55 of them this month, or actually no, it was only 52 Brimstone keys picked up this month. 31 Dark Totems now, only an increase of 1. As for clues and everything, also not very good. 384 last month, only up to 408 this month for hards, and 79 elites last month, up to 85. So all in all, it was actually kind of an unlucky month outside of, you know, the few unique drops that I did get. As for everything else, we're still stacking it all up. Got all the herbs in there. 3,300 Renars now, 3,000 Aventos, 6,000 Quarms, 2,000 Snapdragons, 3,500 Lantidymes, 4,600 Cadentines, 4,400 Dwarfweeds, and 1,300 Torstals. So the herb stacks are coming along pretty nicely. The seeds and everything looking good as well. Hoping I can hit 100,000 coal by the end of the year. That'd just be kind of cool. 100k coal. 74,005 right now. Rune bars 1,700, rune ores 1,600, and then as we get down, most of the expensive stuff is more at the top. We got a couple good things as we get down. Most of it's just like random stuff that stacks up over time that I just pick up because why not? I only bank at the end of my Slayer tasks anyways, so I might as well just pick up everything I can. The Dragon Bone farm stacking up to 23,232 of those. Got a few from Zulrah, so that added in there. 102 mil right now. Dragon Bones are pretty expensive at the moment. 4,400 each is what they're going for. So that is attributing to 100 mil in this loot tab. Most of them coming from the Hydra. We've also got the 4,004 Onyx Bolts E in there, 34.8 mil. Oh, forgot the battle staffs, almost 7,500 of those, 62 mil on that stack. And then we get a little further down, we've got some ammunition for ranging that I have gotten, 10,000 Zulrah scales from that one task. And yeah, what you see is what you get. And oh, 521 crystal keys now, 11.4 million. So if we take this loot tab right here and add it to all of the runes and the cash and stuff I just showed you, I am sitting at 1.536 billion GP. And that is not counting everything I'm going to get from the Brimstone keys, the Scotizo drops, and opening all of those clue caskets, plus doing the masters that I'll get along the way. So I'm going to do that at the end of the year, obviously. Well, not the end of the year. It's actually going to be done January of 2025. We'll get into opening all that stuff up and see where that takes me. My goal is 2.2 billion. That was what I would like to have because that is all of the items that I would like to buy. Some stuff in there, just to name a couple: Elder Maul, Zerite Crossbow, all the Nightmare Staff Orbs. You know, so I've got some stuff that I really would like to pick up, and I'm hoping to hit that goal. All right, so we've got all the good stuff and the loot getting out of the way, so let's check out some of the other cool little trackers that I guess you could say I have going. So first we'll check out all of my unique drops sold. This is all the stuff that I have deemed sellable at the time. Whether it goes up or down, it doesn't really matter to me. When I get the drop, I sell it. So that's what we got here. Running total is 728,624,000. If you want to pause the video and look at everything individually, be more than welcome to do that. I'm just going to go over some of the more impressive stuff in here. So 16 Abyssal Whips, 25 mil, 5 Black Tourmaline Cores for 40 mil, 14 Brimstone Rings, 51.8 mil, all those from the Hydra, obviously. Next up, we will see 11 Granite Hammers in there for 7.7 mil. 5 Hydra Claws, 251.8 mil. We got the 8 Hydra Leathers for 87.2 mil. I did get an imbued heart. I think that was last month. Sold that for 118 million. And we got a couple Venator shards in there for some Phantom Muspa tasks for 27 million. So again, 728.6 mil is the running total for everything that I've sold. And that is that platinum token stack you see in my bank. All right, so the last thing that we will get into before we close this one out is just some other statistics that I've been keeping track of throughout the year. The first graphic we have popping up here is going to be all of the starting experience in all the skills related to Slayer. Obviously, Slayer is a combat skill for the most part, so everything that goes along with that, attack, strength, defense, hit points, you get it. So all of these experiences are where I started on January 1st of 2024. So we'll get that out of the way, and next we'll jump into bank value. At the beginning of this year, I started with 7.6 billion GP in my bank, or everything added up, and I'm currently sitting at 9.445 billion, which is a valued gain of 1.823 billion and some change. I thought it would be cool to keep track of that just to see how the bank fluctuates throughout the year. Obviously, not all of it is attributed to the loot that I've gotten from Slayer. Items do fluctuate. They go up and down. And with Araxor and the new Varlamore boss coming out this month, it did make some of the items, fluctuate like crazy. So yeah, 1.823 billion on the gain for my bank this year. As for Slayer tasks, we'll check that out next. That is 2,626 is where I started on January 1st, and I'm currently at 3,330 tasks completed, which gives me a total of 704 for this year. So that's pretty cool. 704. I got 3 months left to go. I could probably hit 1,000. I think I'll be able to hit 1,000. And last, we'll check out all of the experience gained from month to month. Again, this is a part where if you'd like to pause it and check it out, you are more than welcome. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but you might notice there in September that it looks like some of the experience rates are a little bit lower than I'm actually used to getting, which you would be correct. They are. Unfortunately, we had a little family incident this month where my wife broke her foot. So I've been on full-time baby duty for the most part, and I just haven't really been able to get as much playing time in as I usually am able to. So the attack is a little bit lower, quite a bit lower actually than I'm used to getting per month. Strength is still up, but that was because of Araxor at the beginning of the month. Defense also lower, hit points lower, ranged somewhere about their average. I did have quite a few Hydra tasks this month, so that did keep the range up. Magic 563k, and prayer 239,000, and only 1.87 million Slayer XP this month. You can see the rest of them there. High 2s, low 3 millions is usually where I'm at. And then at the bottom, you can see the total XP gain in each skill for the whole year, almost at 50 million ranging XP for the whole year. So that's pretty cool. I'm still on track to be pretty close to 200 mil ranging XP by the end of the year. 3 more months, I should be somewhere in the ballpark area of 188 mil or so, 185 to 188 mil. So it shouldn't take me that much longer after that to hit 200 mil. So that is going to wrap this one up, everybody. I would like to thank you, as always, for tuning into this series. If you do like this series, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn the bell icon on so you get notified whenever I do upload new content. Once again, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.